Hey everybody, it's Knock Knock Neo here, back with another installment of the Self Mastery Protocol. It's really just me taking advice from Reddit or taking like questions from Reddit, hoping that it'll help other people who are going through something similar. Because at the end of the day, we're really a lot more similar than we are different, right? If it's your first time here, my name is, like I said, my name is Knock Knock Neo. My website is the selfmasteryprotocol.ca. I am a talk therapist and I am a mentor, and I am the person I've been through a lot, I've conquered a lot, and because I've conquered so much in my life, I've gained certain insights on people and their struggles, and I kind of have an answer to, because of these insights, I kind of have an answer to pretty much anything. And I don't know, maybe, yeah. So let me show you what I got, right? So instead of doing one big one, I decided to do two small ones just to keep it different. So the first one for today is called Just Not Sure. I'm writing this not really sure why, but maybe people can help give me feedback. I'm in my late 40s. I have always messed up everything in my life from my health to money. I also have never been in a real relationship either. I am the nicest guy you will ever meet. I have a ton of great friends that are like family but still not family. I'm not wanting to die, but days I feel I just can't get my shit right, so why not end it? I always fuck up and keep going back to the same mistake. I have accountability and am a pretty level-headed person, but I have breaking points where deep down I know I will just keep messing up. So my question, what should I do? Get help? I feel I am too old and why bother? Okay, so first of all, you're not too old to get help. And why bother? It's because you keep messing up to the point where you might as well just end it. Like that's why you bother, right? So that's I guess that's the irony of it. Like you want help, you don't think you're worth the help. So this all just screams self-sabotaging. This screams negative core beliefs, right? So it's obvious that you have like these negative core beliefs that keep you self-sabotaging, which is why you keep messing up and do the same mistake. Whatever that core belief, that negative core belief that you have, I don't think you're aware of it because it's deep in your subconscious and you don't really seem like the type of person. Maybe you are, like you recognize you have accountability and you recognize you're pretty level headed, but that just means that you have a pretty good idea of who you are. But yeah, so my recommendation for you to would be yes to get help, but you don't necessarily have to go to a psychotherapist. You can just sort of go to somebody such as myself who's been through a lot and who can recognize and understand like what your subconscious is doing and what your subconscious is saying to you. Like I said, right off the bat, you have negative core beliefs that keep you self-sabotaging. It could be, and the fact that you've never been in a real relationship and you have friends that are like family but are still not family, I have an inkling that you avoid responsibility. Like you could take accountability, which is great, which means that you can own up to your mistakes. But responsibility is an entirely different thing. Responsibility can make or break success or failure, right? And too much responsibility, like the weight of responsibility can be overwhelming for a lot of people. So they just avoid responsibility because they're afraid of the failure or the success that comes with responsibility. Like the more successful you are, the more responsibility that you get. Like if you were to get a real relationship, that's another responsibility that you have, right? Health and money are also big responsibilities that go throughout your life. So it sounds like you crumble underneath pressure and you have self-sabotaging negative core beliefs about yourself. So yeah, my question is, so sorry, my answer to you is speak to somebody who can sort through these negative core beliefs, that you can articulate them and they can, figure out what they are. And once you recognize what your core negative beliefs are, then you can start to use CBT to change those negative core beliefs inside of you. Okay, so this is something that I can help you with if you choose. My website is selfmasteryprotocol.ca. I can definitely help you with something like that, or you can just go to a regular therapist and they can help you out. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, so the second one, what do I do when I don't experience joy anymore? I've had depression and anxiety for as long as I can remember, but over the last 7 to 8 months, I haven't really experienced joy or any kind of good feelings at all. I've tried therapy a lot this year and it hasn't really done me any good. And medications are absolutely not something I want to do. Sometimes it can get pretty bad. I want to try and do something different, but I don't have any motivation to do anything new. I don't really have a whole lot of faith in myself, and things recently have been pretty hard. I keep trying the best I can, but I always feel like it isn't good enough. I don't really have a whole lot of friends, so my options are really just to go about it alone. Okay, so first things first, going about it alone is not a bad thing. There are a lot of things that I've like, there's a lot of like happiness that I've experienced, a lot of joy that I've experienced just doing things alone. Um, like for example, I'm a big lover of going to the beach, so I will go to the beach alone and love it and be joyful at the beach, just laying there in the sand, listening to the water. So yeah, you don't need people to do it to experience joy. But going deeper than that, this is what I have to say. So I've had depression and anxieties for as long as I can remember. Okay, so that tells me everything. That sort of tells me everything that I need to know. For those of you that don't know, anxiety can sort of spiral into depression. Mainly what so and how it does that is, let's say you're feeling anxious about whatever it is that you're feeling anxious about. And you're feeling so anxious about it that you bail on the task that that you were supposed to do but got too anxious about. And because you bail the task that you're supposed to do, it gets you depressed because the after effect is like, I feel so dumb, I bailed, I'm not good enough, my anxiety is getting to me, I can't do anything right. And that leads to your core belief of not having faith, not having a lot of faith in yourself. And because you've likely bailed on things due to your anxiety, it doesn't give you any motivation to do anything new, because doing something new will get you anxious. And then when you get anxious, you just say, you know what, forget it, I'll do it another day. So you have this repeat pattern of wanting to do something new, being too anxious to actually do it, spiraling into depression because you didn't do it, and then that results in no faith in yourself and you have no motivation, anything new that you want to do, right? So, and me being formerly depressed and formerly anxious, depression is a whole mindset in and of it. I'm totally gonna brutalize this in and of it itself. Anyway, you know what I mean. And what you have to realize when it comes to depression is that, like I said, along with anxiety, you have a whole bunch of negative core beliefs that come with your depression as well, such as the main core belief of I'm not worth it. Like I'm not worth doing anything new. I'm not worth the feelings of joy, you know, and things like that. When I was battling my own depression, the biggest obstacle that I had to face was my own self worth. Because I was depressed, my self worth was pretty much non existent. So I had to I had to encourage self worth within myself in order in order for me to even try to do things that even made me happy in the past, where I had to be able to believe that I am worth feeling joy, that I deserve feeling joy, right? That I deserve, brand new experiences, that I deserve peak experiences, that I deserve, you know, just feeling happy. Because when you have low self worth, you don't deserve it feeling happy. And when you don't deserve it feeling happy, when you believe in this that you deserve feeling happy, then you're not going to do anything that makes you feel joy, right? So I'm sorry that therapy didn't work for you, and it doesn't have really done you any good. Maybe you just weren't speaking to the right person. This is definitely something that I can help you with because like I said, you have a depression and anxiety. You have a lot of negative core beliefs that are sewn into you that you are likely unconscious of. And then once you address these negative core beliefs, once you recognize what they are and you address them and you use CBT to change them, then you can start to slowly experience, like, have faith. You can start to slowly experience, believe in yourself enough to have, yeah, believe in yourself enough and have faith in yourself enough to try the new things, be excited about them, and then start to feel joy all over again, right? But it all starts with your negative core beliefs that stem from your depression and your anxiety, and then just sort of take it from there. So you don't have to speak to me. You kind of have to speak to somebody who understands what the language of depression, the language of anxiety, and what that sounds like, and how to uncover your negative core beliefs. So if this is something that you think I can help you out with, my website is the selfmasteryprotocol.ca, and I would love to help you out with this and uncover some of your negative core beliefs. Or like I said, this is something that you can do on your own, right? You can go deep and you can do some introspection and some self-reflection. Try to find out what your beliefs are about yourself, why, why you believe you don't have the self-worth it takes for you to experience joy and try new things. So it's a matter of just, yeah, healing your depression. um I guess it's arguable. See, some people will argue with you and say once you start to feel joy, then depression will go away, but that's not true, because joy is a feeling that you feel, whereas depression is a mind state, right? So even if you do feel joy and you force yourself to do these things, it's only going to be temporary, because deep down inside, you're not going to believe that you deserve it, or that you've earned it. Not that you have to earn joy, but you know what I mean? So yeah, I hope this helps you. I hope for those of you who saw this episode, this helps you as well, and maybe get you on the right path to, you know, getting out of bed, getting out of your room, getting out of your, depressive mind state and back out to living normal life. So until next time, another episode later. See you next week. Bye.